not formal. For those who haven't really seen him for the first time in many years ago when he visited us. Okay, นับถอยหลัง Okay. So my name is Burin Kamchatpai. I welcome you all, both on site and online, to this and all day to Professor Naresh Dadhich. เสียง okay ไหม Okay. So I would like to welcome you to this memorable event for Naresh, our friend. And then this event is happening because of the very beautiful memory between many of us, among us, and him. And I have to also thanks Kumar Binav for organizing this. So since Naresh has been our friend, and then we have a lot of memory of him, even though he's not a part staff here. I would like to call a moment of silence for 2 minutes to recall our memory of him. Okay. I would like to summon Dr. Kumar Binav to say something about Naresh legacy, about his work and legacy. Please.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Buri. May I have the okay. Uh, Hello everyone. I'm audible. Yes. No, this is giving this. Okay.
So that people there.
Okay, Professor Dadhich is actually known for many things, not only his research. So, shortly speaking, I should say he was a great general relativist with significant contribution to gravitational research, made cosmology, black holes, or higher dimensional gravity everywhere. Also, he is the co-founder and the former director of one of the best institutes in astronomy and astrophysics in the whole world, Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics, or short IUCA, that is located in Pune, India. And beyond that, he also mentored a generations of theoretical physicists, and also acted a lot towards betterment of science in society and the betterment of the society itself. Professor Dadhich was born in a village which was in Rajasthan, India. It was a backward village, honestly speaking, and he worked very diligently to get out from here, uh, traveling some 3-4 kilometers per day to go to the school and all. And after his school, he reached BITS Pilani. So it is a famous institute called Birla Institute of Technology and Science in India, where he did his BSc for. And after that, he did his MSc from Vallabh Vidyanagar College, and he received the gold medal for his MSc result. After that, he started his PhD research in University of Pune under Professor V.V. Narlikar, and which widely concerned about gravitation and cosmology. Mostly he worked regarding black holes during that time. Then he joined University of Pune as a lecturer in 1971, and for more than a decade, he was the convener and the leader of perhaps the biggest cosmology group at that time in India. He collected many people from different institutes in India, like TIFR, Delhi University, Kolkata University, and lots of other places, and developed a community of researchers working on different aspects of gravity and cosmology. And also, he collaborated with many people abroad and also in India. So, two of his colleagues, Jayanta Vishnu Ladikar, who was the son of his PhD supervisor, and Professor A. Kembavi, they together started an institute called Ayuka in 1988, and Professor Narlikar became the founding director. And after Professor Narlikar's retirement, Professor Dadhich became the second director of Ayuka till his retirement. And after, along with this, he took temporary positions such as M.A. Ansari Chair at the Center of Theoretical Physics, Jamia Millia Islamia. It's a university in New Delhi, India, from 2012 to 2016. And he was also visiting member of the University of KwaZulu-Natal, Republic of South Africa, then also in Portsmouth, United Kingdom, and also in Bilbao, Spain. Professor Dadhich contributed mostly in gravitational research, which contained gravitation collapse, wormholes, and astrophysics of black holes. Beyond that, also, he worked in brain cosmologies and higher dimensional gravity. He specialized mostly in Lovelock gravity, in which he has lots of impactful papers. He authored some more than 200 research papers in various impactful journals, and his collaborators were practically everywhere over the globe. He collaborated with people from obviously with US and Europe, but also he collaborated people in Central Asia, in Southeast Asia, in Far East, and in Africa also. He visited there and he collaborated with them and gave lectures and tried to spread his research among less privileged research societies in the world. In that aspect, he continued to spread the message of Ayuka into the country and beyond the country also. So Ayuka was a center, not a purely research center, but it fostered a collaboration among different universities. It was an inter-university center. So they used to get people from different universities, stay there in Ayuka, do research together, and go back to their own universities and continue to do the same research and even beyond that. So for that, he traveled across India a lot uh, till the last year of his life. Like early this year, he was in Northeast India, traveling for Ayuka's research spread. He also was active with LIGO India, so gravitational waves, then South African Large Telescope and 30-meter telescope project. And also he was a part of international collaborations in astronomy like MALS, LADU-MA, and HIRAX. He receives quite a few honors, such as honorary research professor title by University of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. Then he was fellow of both Indian Academy of Science and National Academy of Sciences, India. Those are two different bodies. Then he won the C.V. Raman Award, which is very distinguished in India for research in physics. And he had a lot of honorable mentions, multiple of them, from Gravity Research Foundation during his life. But beyond physics research and teaching, he He popularized physics across the different parts of India and also in abroad through various public talks and student events, what we also aspire to do. Then he promoted the uh, scientific mentality in the society and also the scientific temperament for the betterment of the society. And further, he was an activist that he took part in lots of movements regarding uh, betterment of the society and also the environment. And he was very vocal till his last breath regarding these issues. For us personally, just a couple of months back, he was here. He gave a very mind-blowing talk. Uh, he spent a lot of time with us, lots of good, memorable time with us, and we will keep on remembering him for a long, long time as a part of NAS. Thank you very much.
So Kumar, you are the convert.
So, just a little personal word about Professor Dadhich. So, personally, I knew about him during my PhDs, like 10, 15 years ago. He was already renowned as one of the greatest theoretical physicists in the country. Very senior also. I
Support, support,
here
support.
first time, some
Bang, 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 bang.
some 10 years ago, and he always was very welcoming to young people and anybody else to discuss physics with. Like there was no hesitation, nothing. And that inspiration itself, perhaps I feel that uh, inspired a lot of now great and renowned theoreticians who take physics as a take theoretical physics as their uh, future, as their goal in their life. So even I know some of them who actually came out of his school of um, gravitational research, who themselves became mentors to different people who inspired me directly also. And this time when he came, like we spent some 2 3 days together, and he was a pleasure to be with. Like he was 81. He was born before Hiroshima and Nagasaki were destroyed, and he carried perhaps that innocent time with him. He was so fun, so open, and so energetic that he wanted to climb the Nakhon mountain in the morning at the age of 81. Okay, he was 6'2" or 6'3", but I hope we can do half of that by the time we hit 70. And I still remember the last time I met him personally, that he was leaving. I was leaving also for India, and I just tried to escape, but he dragged me back for the dinner, and we had a nice time together till 12 o'clock in the midnight. And we talked a lot and lot of things. Like for some reason, will remember that was a really really fun time, and we enjoyed together. And next day he left, and I talked to him before he left for China. And after 10 15 days, I just heard that he passed away in Beijing when he was actually collaborating. So whatever he was born an Indian or he was born a Hindu or whatever you say, he died a theoretical physicist. And hopefully we can do that. Thank you. Yeah. Manavendra, like, yes, yes. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, yeah, actually, it is really difficult for me to speak anything on demise of anyone. So, and more so difficult when it comes to someone as tall as the Professor Naresh studies. When I say as tall as in both in terms of personality and the person he was, and uh, and uh, and of course the epitome of what you call a theoretical physicist that he was. This is really difficult. Um, Dr. Kumar has already spoken about his vast experience, uh, vast and deep journey in his academic and research life. To me, what stands out, I'm not going to repeat all these things, but to me, what stands out is the way of presenting physics, or rather presenting theoretical physics in a very lucid and simple way. I mean, give him a piece of chalk, he would just stand in front of the blackboard without having any recourse to any technicalities. And I mean, he doesn't need even slides, he doesn't need even laptop. You go on, he's unstoppable when it comes to theoretical physics, or in particular general theory of relativity. I can still remember the way he would he's very fond of writing, all these curvature tensors. Every time I had when I was hosted there, he would again go back to his blackboard discussing about the fundamental stuff in a very lucid way, in a very presentable way, even that that would attract a layman to do physics. That is well known. He is well known for his insights. Insights in general theory of relativity. He's being invited all over the world to give his insights, which even not found in standard textbooks of general theory of relativity. So apart from that, uh, to the extent that I know him personally, I can only say that if you ever happen to visit Ayuka, and if more so if you ever happen to take a morning walk, you'll see a tall guy at 5:40 a.m., 5:45 a.m. sharp, a tall guy surrounded by a couple of people walking faster than us. You would not miss it. Then 11 a.m. there is a coffee break or tea break, you can say, with tea and samosa. In Ayuka, there is a small playground if you have ever visited there. So in between the statue of Newton and Albert Einstein, you would be there, again surrounded by a couple of theoretical physicists or students or MSc or even BS students going for projects. Every 11 a.m. he would be there. I mean, his punctuality, discipline is far from, I cannot even get closer to that. So talking about the unfortunate incident that happened, I mean, it's difficult, actually, difficult even to imagine spending, so as Kumar has pointed out, so memorable time spending together, and after 22 days is no more. I mean, look at his age, 81, going to China, before that coming here, giving a talk, going to China for a research visit for collaboration with students. And then he had a plan to go to Singapore after China, which could not happen. And at the age of 81. Somehow I feel that it's not a date it's not an event of date in space-time point. Somehow I feel that he has glorified the definition of date itself. Generally, people say, rest in peace. Rather, I would like to say, Professor Dadhich, think in peace. Think theoretical physics in peace. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who want to say something? Okay, so I have written something to address for the loss of Naresh Nahish. So I, along with the order of us, let me read this because it's put, and then I will put it in the informal way. So we gather here at our center just for to honor one very cherished memory of our friendship extended by Professor Naresh Nahish. So me personally, I met Naresh Nahish in 2004. That's first time. That's many years ago. When I traveled back to the United Kingdom to attend my doctoral graduation ceremony at the University of Portsmouth. So at that time, Naresh was a friend of my PhD supervisor, Professor Roy Martins. And so at that time, Roy had many visitors, that's including Lepterius Papadopoulos from Athens and Naresh, and then many friends like people from South Africa and Japanese. So we went out to dine with at a restaurant in the Gunwharf Quay, it's a Portsmouth Harbor. It was new at that time. And on the occasion, my father also with me in my graduation ceremony. So why I have to say this because usually, the event happened 20 years ago. It's not really memorized by, I mean, I was just a PhD student, just graduated, and Naresh was like a big guy. And he talked a lot. He even tried to talk to my dad. Even my dad doesn't speak English that much. And I just have a chance to have a dinner with Naresh, and many times that we eat together. And Naresh mentioned that he met my dad. He remembered that evening well and mentioned that he still recalled the meeting of my father for the first time in 2004. And then this should be insignificant for him, actually, this event, but he remembered that so well. And then he has a remarkable memory for the event of this smallest happy time, present details of the happy past. And later in 2012, from July 21st to 23rd, Naresh and his wife just participate or join the Institute for Fundamental Study, the inaugural symposium at Naresuan University. It's a conference on the occasion of opening IF at the time. So I feel so honored that when I founded the institute, and we have not just Roy Martin, who was my PhD supervisor, but then I have at that time Professor Lesa Tawako, which become my friend after that, and also Professor Naresh Hish and the many people. I feel honored that I mean one of the unknown university in the country that we are quite left behind in this research society. We just started actually in for gravitation and cosmology. I mean, from 2003, we just started everything. But he came. And at that time, after the conference, we all traveled together with families, his families and also Roy family to the central Thailand. We visiting places like Ampawa Floating Market and Phetchaburi province. Naresh was how can I say, as Ma just mentioned, very fit. He climbed up mountain in on the beach on Petbury. He he tried to detour the walk rather than cut straight on the beach. So his wife at that time he should be about something almost 70 years old, but he's so strong. So he can swim in the seas. Even he is now like 70 something. So with his friend like Reza Tawako from Queen Mary University of London and Professor Martins and myself enjoy those moments together by the sea in Bachok Kirikan. 13 years later, from October the 11th to the 15th, 2025, if it lasts 2 months, Nalek visited us again to share his theories on fundamental forces in nature from perspective of pure geometry. He was delighted to spend time with us, engaging in discussion. Me, him, Titi, we spend some time in Ayutthaya. We do sailing together. Like I know that he really like ancient ruin and some of this history, anything. So even though our history is quite new compared to Indian history, but he is eager to know, eager to ask, eager to every time. But actually, me, Titi, and Naresh was about to be death in Ayutthaya because our boat went to the whirlpool in Ayutthaya when it's flooding. And then at that time, I thought that three of us will be so renowned at that time because the like the death of three physicists in the whirlpool. And it doesn't matter some of us know the black hole or fluid dynamics, like Titi know fluid dynamics, but we're gonna be killed in the whirlpool. Yeah, anyway. So so we spend time uh, uh, talking a lot when he coming. So we engage in discussion, physics discussion, especially on his talk that he had have all the gauge group of the standard model of out of this purely geometry approach and just absolute homogeneity to the Riemann tensor. So that's quite amazing. I am myself really plan to really just pursue this work with him personally, but then I have no chance, no such a chance. We're doing a lot when he came to Nakhon Sawan, and we talk about physics, talk about his childhood, talk about his youth experiences when he was undergraduate, when he joined in founding the IUCA, and how he become a friend of my physics uncle family like Roy Martins, Lesa Tawako, and these three guys are close friends in the physics society. Then on October the 16th, he flew to China and just see him off in front of our building here. And I think he and Titi get along well so well because many times I stole a photo of Titi and Naresh talking, just two of them. I just take a photo in UTI and in many places, and seemed that Naresh they like Titi and his characters. Uh, and then little did we know that on only 20 days later, after he left us on the 6th of November, he will leave us forever. Indeed, I have proposed to the university that the university we had a plan to offer him an adjunct professorship at NAS, and we had a hope that he would visit us again next year in the Tapo School, the sixth Tapo School, which will be organized in Bungborapet in February. But sadly, that we don't have that chance, and the passing of Professor Naresh Dadhich is an immense loss, both as a scientist and both as a beloved uncle and friends. So we have lost a truly sincere and kind companion forever. So myself with deepest sorrow and heartfelt remembrance. So as you don't need to spend time a lot with someone, but then you can feel that this is a true friendship without any other benefit. And this is one of the, the great mind and the beautiful mind I ever met on my academic and career life, and become a friend for family, for the other aspect, not just physics. So I'm so sorry for his family, especially his wife that I have met, and but I don't have the contact. But then I'm truly, if uh, I can have a contact or show my condolences to his family as well. So that's a condolences for me. Thank you. I would say that this is an undergraduate in the honors of Professor Naresh Dadhich. Crossing. Okay. Okay. Just. So I hope that this event will mark the memory of Professor Naresh Dadhich, who will be with us forever. At least as a scientist, as a kind person, to can give love and friendship to anyone, not really selective or not really have any barrier and to block him. So his kindness to everyone, and then his kindness to all the colleagues, and also his sincerity to physics is really pure, and it should be forever memorable for to all the members of the center. Thank you.
Noticed actually, after his death, uh, two papers came in archive. He co-authored.
Ah,
Yeah, so they were got in archive in 12th November.
oh, I have to check.
Yeah. So like in his 81st year, he has 6 publications.